All right, guys. So you can't see me right now very well, but I am here to do a test between the Elgato key light and a standard photography softbox light. Want to do a comparison of the lighting. Not going to be very hard to do. I have a green screen somewhat behind me. I've got it part way up, so you can see what the green screen effect is when you chroma key it out, as well as if you just leave a normal background, which will be this part up here. You'll be able to see what that is. So first we're going to do the normal softbox light, which does produce a lot of heat. It's also it's angled above my head, a little bit towards the ceiling, but we'll turn it on now and you can see what it looks like. So there's the standard softbox light. It's maybe 1.5 foot from my face. I'm touching it right now. So that's as bright as it gets. That's it. For comparison, I have the Elgato key light, which is on the back wall. I cannot reach it. It's probably 3.5, 4 feet from me. Turning that one on now and turning off the key light. Turning off the softbox. Obviously, it's much lower, but that is my default setting when I run 2 key lights. So if I have a second key light now to turn on, there we go. Now, if I turn off that other key light, what you can see if I turn this one all the way up at its highest setting, you get this. So I'm going to leave that at the highest setting, turn it off, turn the softbox back on. So there's the softbox. And then the softbox off, key light on, highest setting. Another cool thing you can do is you can adjust color temperature of the key light. This is all the way down, lowest color temperature, coolest color temperature. This is the warmest. This is 2900 Kelvin. This is 7000 Kelvin. I believe my webcam is doing a auto white balance, so it's hard to tell, but it is definitely more orange there, definitely more. So my default for this is 43% and 4200 Kelvin. That is my default for that key light. This is my default. Obviously it doesn't chroma key everything out in the back perfectly, which is why I have the second light. But to do that I'll leave the second light on and turn off my 43% right light, which is right next to the softbox, and I'll turn the softbox on. So it does a lot of the same thing, obviously, but more harsh light here. It's also going to get very warm. That's its highest setting. So about 43% of the Elgato key light is equivalent to a full softbox. And here's the key light at 43%, which I actually think is still kind of high. And I can turn this down to, actually this is probably what it was at before. It's at 36% right now. So there you go. Obviously, this one, the softbox, will get very hot very quickly. You also can tell that the background doesn't get lit up nearly as much. So both key lights are on right now. Both Elgato key lights are on. Background, there's a nice, a good color on it. You turn this on, both those off. Lights it up a little bit more, but that's just one key light or one softbox right there. So there you have it. Any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, hit me up. But the Elgato key light is well worth the investment. One of them is more than enough power. Like I said, I will show you again. That's at 35%. That's at 100%, and it's pointed right at my face. No heat though, so I could tilt it back towards the ceiling and obviously get a little more indirect light. but it's the ability to play around with it is pretty much unmatched. I mean, right there, that looks good with just one light. So any questions, like I said, hit me up.